I get a lot of questions like, how do you keep the motivation going, or how do you keep the resilience through these difficult times, or whenever you have a spiritual attack, like how do you keep the resilience? How do you keep the fortitude, basically? And my mentality is I get to keep the fortitude. I get to keep the resilience. A lot of people are also too worried about trying to get motivated. You go to the gym to get motivated, or you do work to get motivated. Like, you got to get motivated to do things, right? Or you have to do things in order to get motivated. That's not my mentality at all. In my mirror, my bathroom mirror, I have "You are available to die" written on my mirror and on like a post-it note. And you have to earn your sunrise. You get to earn your sunrise. Okay, this is something that a lot of people don't get to do in the world. You're somebody that, if you're watching this video right now, you probably have, for the most part, all of your needs met. And thank the Most High for that. But now it's about, okay, once you get those needs met, where do you go? And if you're watching this and your needs aren't met, then I don't know why, I don't know why you're watching this. But you have to understand that you are somebody that is not above or below anybody else in this life. Any purpose-driven man and any purpose-driven woman, even though a woman's purpose is a little bit different, like, women know what they have to do, right? I mean, they're the ones that are going to make and multiply the babies. They're going to multiply the legacy, basically, of the man. Women know what they have to do, but women know what they have to do. Men have to try to stumble their way through things and have to really have that fortitude and that resilience and be that kind of visionary mind in which you can completely understand that the Most High is in control and you are just a vessel for him. But that doesn't mean that you get to just kind of dilly-daddy around, okay? I've had a sore throat the last couple of days, and I guarantee you that even though it's just a sore throat, I don't have a fever or anything, and I've had a little bit of a headache, but nothing crazy. Everybody has those kinds of days, right? Like, if you have, let's say, like, you're going to have your top 5% and your top low 5% days in the year. There's 365 days in a year. So the top 5% of days is going to be something along the lines of like 30 days or something like that. And maybe a little bit less, maybe 20 to 30 days. And your low 5% are going to be 20 to 30 days. So, once or twice maybe even once every 2 weeks, you're going to have a day where it's just not going to be the best. And so something that you need to think about is, how are you going to take advantage of those days when you're on your top 5%? Right now, since I've been sick, and I don't even know if it's a sickness, to be honest. I really don't. It's just kind of a sore throat. Like, I don't really feel like I'm under the weather necessarily. I just know that I still need to like rest a little bit. But I guarantee you that I'm still putting in more work on some of my lowest days of the year than other people are when they are full-fledged in their top 5% of days for their year. And it's not about comparison or comparing like who's the best, but you have to understand that, especially as a man out here, a purpose-driven man, the competition is going to be trying to eat you alive every second of every day. And especially if you're an entrepreneur out here, you don't get days off. Okay, even if you're sick, you don't get days off. And here's the other thing. I love what I do. I absolutely love it. You know what I did today? It's fantastic. I woke up, meditated, got some Bible reading in, read a little bit for some projects that I've got going on. I did the 7 Deadly Sins call with the people in the Regal Change Academy that are on that class and in that class. I'm still, still not 100%, but I'm still showing up as I'm still doing well. I go to the gym because if I don't have a fever, I'm not contagious. Am I going to go full-fledged at the gym? No, I'm not. No, I'm going to walk at an incline, maybe 10 to 15% incline for about 20 or 30 minutes. That's it. I'm just gonna, get in there, get my blood flow moving, making sure I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I got my pull-ups in, my 100 pull-ups, I got those in, I got my push-ups in, and then I did chest and tries today for my workout. But I didn't go super hardcore. I just, just to I did a low weight, higher rep. And so I just did that. And then I came back. I'm planning to do some consultations. I got some emails in the works. I've got other things that I'm doing as far as projects that I cannot yet talk about. And now I'm doing a YouTube channel video. So technically, I guess it's just a X and Rumble and all those other platforms video, but you guys get the point. I'm still doing things. I'm not operating at 100%. Absolutely not. But I'm still going. I'm still doing this. And as I'm doing this, I'm still recognizing that the race, so to speak, the competition, the real competition, even though there are entities and people in the world that are wanting to keep you down, that are not wanting to see you succeed, the real battle is always in here, and it's always in here. You've got to make sure that you can self-talk properly. Tell yourself that you're going to make it through this, that you believe in yourself, that you believe in your vision, even when you've got obstacles to overcome. You got to make sure that you're staying focused on the long-term goals. And I've got my long-term goals, and I'm not stopping. I'm not going to let a sore throat. I'm not going to let a sore throat stop me from doing that kind of stuff. Now, again, am I going to go full-fledged on everything? No, but I'm still showing up. I'm still going. I'm still purpose-driven, and I'm still doing what I need to do. And that's what's most important. And so after this, I've got a couple errands to run. And I don't want to go out necessarily, but I've got some things I have to do. So I'm going to have to do that. And then I plan to just chill out the rest of the night. Like, I'm just going to chill the rest of the night. I'm going to maybe watch a movie or something, which I don't do and like very often, maybe once or twice a month, maybe something like that anymore. But I'm going to chill. I'm going to just make sure I get my proper rest. I'm going to drink my fluids. I'm going to get a proper meal in, making sure my nutrition is up to date. One thing, if you guys don't know or are not aware, if you cut up some fresh raw garlic and you put it on a spoon or something and you put some raw honey on there as well, and you put the garlic first and then the honey on top, so the honey kind of ferments the garlic there a little bit, and then you just take that spoonful of garlic and honey, gulp that down. Just don't chew it, just gulp it down. That's going to help you with any kind of sickness or anything like that. And I already feel a lot better after doing that a few times over the past couple days. So it could be a lot worse than this just sore throat, right? It could be a lot worse. And I'm still making sure I'm getting my electrolytes in. I'm drinking plenty of water. And, there's certain little techniques that you can try if you ever have a sore throat or anything. If you want to try, like, finding the spot on the sore throat where it's a little bit lumpy or anything like that, you can move to the back of the neck, not necessarily on the spine, but on the back of the neck, and massage those muscles right there. That's a little trick you can use as well to alleviate that sore throat. It doesn't work all the time, but it'll alleviate a lot of the tension, and it'll also probably drain anything if you do have like any sinus problems or anything like that. But anyways, you guys get the point. Like, there's certain things you just got to do. You got to just move forward with. And again, if you're a man that has a long-term vision, and your time is not, like, everybody's time is valuable, right? But especially as a man, that your time is very limited on this earth. You've got a certain amount of time to do what you got to do. If you're 30 years old, I'm 28 years old. If you're 30 years old and you get to live to be 90, okay, you're already a third of your life is over. And that's like that's in the back of my mind all the time. It's like, I have no idea how long I'm going to be living. I hope it's for a long time. And I hope to stay as youthful and fresh and just full of vitality and vigor and virility for as long as I can. But I do know that there's going to become a time when I'm really old, if I get to live that long, that things are going to have to pop off a little bit differently. Like, I'm not going to be as fluid, I'm not going to be as vibrant, I'm not going to be as this, and because the body is something that is going to decay no matter what. Just as the part of the kind of the deal of life is, you have to go through that. In a way, it is a blessing, because you don't really want to live forever. I mean, you don't want to live forever, at least without the Lord. So a lot of the times we see like this AI stuff coming up recently, like, with the chips and all that, and people have the potential to live for a lot longer than they really do, or than they do already anyway. And there's a lot of different kinds of ways that this can go, but a lot of it is fallen angel technology, and a lot of it is going to be dependent upon how aware people really are to their own nature and their soulful nature. This goes back to the soul all the time. And during these times of trials or challenge or anything like that, you get to fortify your soul, you get to build your soul. And again, you get to do that. You don't have to be motivated to do that. I don't know, I don't get it now. Like, I could understand where you're coming from, years ago, if you said something like that, like, how do you get motivated? There is no how do you, like, motivation doesn't exist. Okay, motivation doesn't exist. And any purpose-driven person knows that. Or they use motivation, they say motivation, but what I think they mean is inspiration. They say motivation, but I think they mean inspiration. A lot of people are not really aware of the internals of what's happening when they say these certain words, because you see, words have certain affiliations of energy with them, obviously. So if you say certain words, especially if they have like a double meaning, if you don't necessarily know how that feels within you, like how that word feels, or how that intuitively or instinctually feels, because what this also is about is getting in touch with your instincts. Awareness, the increase of awareness, is going back to getting in touch with your instincts. And if you don't recognize that, if you don't really know what that feels like, it's going to be very challenging for you to recognize the differences. But ultimately, any person that is on this path, every person that is going through these trials or tribulations or anything like that, these spiritual attacks, they know without a shadow of a doubt that no other person in the world is above or below them. And the only person that you really need to answer to is the Most High God. And that's going to be the main message and the main goal to get across today, I think, is recognizing that you don't need to answer to anybody. The world doesn't owe you anything, and you don't owe the world anything. You get to give value, and that's the key to life. And there's a Beatles song that says the love that you take is equal to the love you make. And so I think those are really great lyrics, and I think it's a very philosophically profound truth as well. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do no matter what, and rest properly if you need to. I'm not saying that you need to just, take the whole day off. I don't get people like that, but if you need to not work as much or not do as much, but still get what you need to get done, then that's the way to go. That's the way to do it. So with all that being said, if there's any spiritual chads out there or any of the warm, inviting, feminine, empathetic women out there that are looking for a community to join, the Regal Change Academy is probably going to be that place for you. Okay, we've got a good group of people in there. We've got a really solid group, and we're building it more and more each day. And the strengths of our people and the connections that we have is growing by the day, and it's really cool to see. In the paid courses, in the paid community, you're going to get the Bible study each week, weekly group calls, access to a bunch of different classes and such. In the free Discord you can join, you're going to get access to that godly community, but it's not going to be nearly as, I guess you could say, engaged as the paid community, because we're going to be doing more and active more in that place. So, and that's just to honor the people that are paying and that are actually, you know, it's not really a discrimination thing or anything like that. It's just the people that are paying will get priority because they're actually paying. So it's nothing personal, but that is the way that it is. And I do want to thank everybody that has been moving from the YouTube platform over to the X and the Rumble. And I want to thank everybody that's been DMing me on Instagram recently. I appreciate the support. And with all that being said, peace be with you. Until next time.